Welcome, friends, and I'm glad to have you all join this important webinar today. The subject matter of today's webinar is Don't want to do MBBS? Then you have future leading career options which are beyond MBBS and NEET. And we are going to walk you through in a systematic manner on what those future leading career options are and how should you grab them. So let's begin. So let me welcome you once again, and I believe most of you may have appeared for NEET 2018 this year, must have studied very hard, tried to crack it, and you are at a stage wherein you probably do not want to do MBBS either in India or in abroad, or you're not getting it. Nevertheless, I do appreciate your efforts in aiming high and great in career to look out for the best possible options which are available to you. So my sincere thanks and congratulations to all of you, as well as to your parents who are supporting you, dreaming high, trying to do something more creative and wonderful in your career, right? So at this stage, you may be anxious, you may be worried, you may be excited, depending upon your state of mind, and you are ready to figure out and find out, when and where you will get admission in which course and how will you lead your career. So the good part is that you are sitting here today listening to this important webinar, and that should make a big difference in how you approach for leading your career. So let me begin with a quick note about us. So we are bookmyadmission.com, and it's a career management company. We are into career advisory and career management for more than 14 years. And in this period as an organization, we have counseled more than 20,000 students so far, and all of them leading their lives successfully in various parts of the world, in India, in US, in many countries in Europe, and leading their career successfully. Many of them who have joined in the recent years are doing well in their respective studies wherever they are. And this gives us a great pleasure in seeing that the careers are building up for these students, these youth, and they can make a big difference in life. So this gives us satisfaction, and which is why we are here, and we are glad to assist you and to provide the necessary information and assistance so that we can shape up the journey of your career as well. So myself, Ashwini Tambi, I am a co-founder and director in bookmyadmission.com, and this is where we support the students in leading their careers. Okay, so at this stage in time, when we stand today, right, as I said, you may be in different states of mind looking out for career choices and admissions in different courses, right? Talk about NEET, you must have already found your score, comparing against the answer key, and you know where you stand and what options you need to look out for. Okay, so the big question, what should I do now? Right, this is the single biggest question everyone has in mind. And how should I proceed further? What should I do now? What should I do later? And we are going to discover and reveal the insider information on how should you insider as in insightful information on how should you move forward. Okay, so while we begin, let me also share you the important contact information. Should you have more personal queries, individual one-to-one situations which you want to discuss with us and get more guidance, please feel free. There are 4 convenient ways in which you can reach out to us. You could watch our YouTube channel and give your suggestions, comments, or queries. You can as well book an appointment with one of our career advisor in your region, in different parts of the country. You could go to bookmyadmission.com/book an appointment. You could as well call our toll-free number, which is 1-800-2122-044. Or you could just drop in an email to us at info@bookmyadmission.com. Right? Even this webinar also, we will be shortly uploading it on YouTube. So any of your friends who has not been able to attend today, you can feel free to share the link with your friends so that they also can get benefited out of it. Okay, so what is the focus of our today's webinar? Very simple. We are going to be answering 4 important questions leading towards deciding your career choice. And they are, while I'm waiting for the NEET result and counseling, what should I do, prepare now to be ready to take up the right admission? What are the options and alternates which are available for me? How should I move forward after the NEET result and during counseling period? How should I safeguard my career path and mitigate the risk of not getting the desired medical seat? Right? We very well know that we are talking today about those choices wherein you look forward beyond just the MBBS, beyond just the NEET, and something more exciting which are available in store for you. So you should be mitigating your risk and not worried much about this aspect of the MBBS seat. As always, now is the best time, and we believe in popular and truthful saying, which is time and tide waits for none. And the most successful people, many of the stories that we have heard in the past, even today, the living legends, from their life stories, we know very well that it is about those people who make the right choice at the right time. And the same is true for your career as well. Today, as we are discussing this thing, you cannot wait for the right time or the right opportunity. You need to open up the eyes and discover the best choices which are around you, and you can grab them. So today is the right time for you, and you need to go ahead, make a decision, and grab the right choice. Okay, so we begin with this career choice. Let me put up a very simple thought model, right? Which is more like a strategic approach of how to lead forward, how to approach and figure out the right choice. Okay, of course, it is embedded with the time factor because time is the most powerful thing. So look at the picture here. We talk about the career choice, and it is governed by 3 simple and very important aspects. One, your aspiration. What do you want to do? What are you good at? What do you love doing? That's your aspiration. How do you want to lead your life? Okay, and believe me, in today's world, things have changed a lot. Unlike in your parents' time, in this age, now there are umpteen opportunities available, variety of courses available. Each one can take you to a successful path, provided that's matching with your aspiration. We will talk about it. Eligibility. So which courses where you are suitable, you are eligible. Accordingly, you make the choice, and of course, it has to be supported by your parents by means of their financial capacity. So a combination of 3 things together, we will identify a set of career choices, and you pick and choose one, maybe first priority, second priority out of it, and get going. So let us go ahead with that. Okay, so here I'll give you a simple mind map of those career choices. Now we have talked about the thought model. Let's get into the mind map, the big picture view. How do you look at it from the top and narrow down in making the selection? Okay, we will go in a very systematic order to discover the choices and gain all that is required to make a good self decision. Right? Please note, I'm talking about a good self decision. Okay, the decision which is taken by yourself is the best one for your career. Right? While you should take inputs and guidance and necessary information from the people you believe, you trust, and the people who care about you. However, at this stage, you should take a right self decision, and we are here to empower you. We are here to give you necessary assistance and support so that you're confident in taking a decision. And we believe that is always the right one. Right? In this process, we are not going to talk about any of the routine or the ordinary courses, the ones which are available right next door, or which probably do not give you any edge in your professional career and which cannot make you, stand strong. We are not going to talk about them. We will skip them in the interest of time. However, what we will focus on are those niche courses, the unique ones which are rightly positioned for today's industry and the future. Okay, our career experts within the organization here, we have studied a lot over the last several years, year by year improving, and that is where we have gathered this knowledge base to be able to share with you that which courses and which places are the ones which can take you into a successful career and which can add wings to your career and make it future ready. So we will focus more on that in the interest of time. So what is a mind map? Very simple. This is how it looks like. right? So you're doubtful, you're not getting a government medical college seat in India or maybe in abroad as well for that matter. Nothing to worry. Okay, we will look at the choices right from the top order. If you look at the choices broadly, there are three classes in which you could make your career. One, which is I want to study only MBBS, right? This is one portion where people exclusively want to do MBBS. Then there are people who want to do career in health sciences, much wider spectrum and horizon of choices and careers available. Okay, and the third one is that I want to lead and build up a solid career in the field I love and enjoy, which is not just limited by biology, which is not just limited only by health sciences, but much beyond that. And we will discover them step by step here. So let's look at, have a quick glance at when you say I want to study only MBBS. That's not the subject matter of our discussion today. For the sake of comprehensive that I'm just touching upon here, we would go beyond this, right? So when you say I want to study only MBBS, you primarily have got two choices. One, either get into medical college through NEET, either government college or a private college or a deemed university in India, and you need to understand the dynamics and the nuances, the requirements to be able to do that part in terms of cost, in terms of location, in terms of variety of factors. We will not touch upon much on that today. The second choice you have is to go for an MBBS in some selected or reputed college abroad, in selected universities, and those which are known to be having Indian students studying and have made up their career well. So this is also a subject matter of more detailed study and research to narrow down on which one to choose. But again, this is for those who are primarily looking for MBBS. That's not our subject matter today, so we will not discuss much on that. You could watch out a separate webinar which will explain more into that. Let us focus on those other two major fields and choices where you can build up your career beyond MBBS. What are those? One, it is about making a career in health sciences. Now, believe me, students and dear friends, there are many things which are in this small word of health sciences. This is a big field which is coming up, and there are many niche job-oriented courses which are in health sciences and which take advantage of your already studies in biology in 11th and 12th, right? This is one of the most promising fields, not just in India, but across the world, which has already started making waves, and in the coming decades, it is going to be a prominent subject matter, right? For example, health tourism. Health tourism is one of the fastest growing and rewarding fields in India. You know very well that people from many developed countries, they come to India, spend certain few weeks here, and undergo these specific health and healing solutions that they get in India. And there are various pockets in India where these are increasing day by day. So it is actually expanding a lot, and there are many opportunities, many skills, many kind of requirements of professionals in such industry. I'm just giving one example here. Okay, there are also many challenges due to the modern lifestyle which people are facing, and their health consciousness is also increasing. What does it mean? It means huge opportunities for people who are equipped with skills in health sciences, and they can make a difference in improving the lives of the people. It's a very noble profession. Net overall, with these things, just a couple of examples which I quoted, with these things, there are tremendous opportunities in variety of other ways. Okay, you can even do your own setup, and once you gain the expertise. So we will get more into those details. So to say that I want career in health sciences. Now, health sciences as a large spectrum, we can classify that into broad 6 groups. One as a set of paramedical and allied medical courses. Okay, we will go one by one in the details of which those courses are. Health and hospital management, huge area. So many healthcare facilities opening up, and each one of them demand more sophisticated personnel to handle them. Lifestyle consulting, which is ever increasing, and people are going one-to-one in terms of counseling, consulting, and trying to improve their lifestyle. And these are all very well paid. Sports awareness, fitness awareness is increasing with the kind of hectic lifestyle. So the support system for the fitness, sports, and well-being, this is also expanding a lot, demanding again people who are well equipped to support them, right? Well trained people who can manage and run the show in fitness, sports, and well being. Biotechnology, combination of technology and biology, right? There are niche research segments which are coming up, which are also about bioscience and research. When you go into the core sciences and lead your career into the research, so whether it is technology equipped in the product development in the health field, or it is about the pure research, both of them are also expanding a lot. So overall, there are large number of future leading courses, right, where you can make the difference. You can be future ready, right, and which are industry oriented. So there are several career opportunities which are available. Let's go and look into the details here. Okay. You have courses which have come up in niche areas about forensic sciences. Physiotherapy, you very well know. Audiology and language pathology, coming up a lot more and expanding into many cities in India. Hearing aid specialists, chiropractors, dental hygienists, and uh, such kind of roles and responsibilities which are expanding day by day, right? And many more in this segment, though I'm just giving you few of them here to have you clarity here. When you come in the section of biology plus technology embedded, again there are many opportunities. You can be a nuclear medicine technologist. Okay, in many of the leading hospitals now, nuclear medicine is an essential part of their infrastructure. Okay, medical scientist you can be. Biomedical engineering itself is a field which has come up in the recent decade, and there are few colleges which are offering degree in biomedical engineering. You have B.Sc in perfusion technology, and such few additional technologies where you have the specialized B.Sc courses. These are not the routine B.Sc course here, which usually does not lead you into a good career, but these are very specialized ones, right? Some of them 3 years B.Sc course, and some of them even 4 years B.Sc course, which really give you the edge to directly get into the profession, into the industry, and can fetch you a good job, right? You can be a cardiovascular technologist. You could be a molecular and cellular biologist. So molecular sciences are also expanding a lot these days. There are others into the counseling, consulting, and such opportunities. You could be a naturopathic physician, athletic trainer. And again, this also, if you bifurcate, there are many niche opportunities as you specialize further even beyond undergraduate course, right? You could be an occupational therapist. A lot more options available here. Genetic counselors. This is a deep research study, and already in the developed nations in the West, this has already made big inroads, and it is catching up very seriously in India as well. So this is going to be a big future in this space. Dietitian and nutritionist. Now, by now, you are very well aware of the opportunities and the requirement for dietitian and nutritionist. Medical and health service managers. As usual, when all of these facilities expanding, you need managers to handle the medical and health services, which can't be general purpose managers. These have to be the ones which are equipped with the knowledge of biology, of hospitals, of health sciences, of this domain, so that they can manage these facilities much better, right? So you can see that health sciences, being in health sciences, you have a variety of opportunities available, one which suits your need and your aspiration, that you should pick and choose and accordingly take your admission. Okay, we go on to another adjacent space wherein there must be some students who are not so keen on biology. Maybe that is not their cup of tea. Maybe for some reason they have been into biology but want to move ahead in life and do something more, right? Of course, you can still build up a solid career, and at this stage when you have completed 12th, you still have plethora of opportunities. You have good number of choices wherein you can still go ahead, pick one, and make a difference, right? Again, we will focus primarily on the niche and the job oriented courses, right, where you can get the placements out of the college and can start earning well, right? So keep in mind that these are all the courses which are for entering upcoming and promising industry segments, right? And being a 12th science student, you have a good news in Indian education system. This is where that we have prominent choices, the most flexible and the most largest spectrum of choices that is available is for the 12th science student. So that's a good news for you. You should be happy that you are into one of those, right? And the industry is embracing multi-skilled professionals. Another important aspect here we will touch upon a little more, that industry is embracing multi-skilled professionals, the ones who have more than one skills, who can handle larger set of responsibilities. Then companies prefer them. You are one such who have already got skilled and qualified in the biology stream, and you want to also add up additional skills through your undergraduate course and pick up much larger skills to make a difference, right? So these niche and customized courses, yes, they have been designed to cater to such growing industry trend. Okay, so at this time, yes, you can opt for an add-on professional skill with which you can compete and excel in the market space. And you still have one more opportunity right now after the 12th to shape up your career in the way you want. So these trending and growing industry domains, we have primarily classified them into these key verticals here. We'll go one by one. Okay, and again, this gives you a good glimpse, though it is not limited to only these. But of course, we can provide you more specific information as you contact us separately, and we can guide you more specifically on certain specific choices. So let's look at these verticals. The agri, which is agricultural, food and production, okay, which is of course not limited to going into the fields and growing crops. No, it is much beyond that. It is much beyond that. Sitting into town or city and doing courses and actually going into the industries and corporate world and doing a lot more in the space of agri, food and production and associated ones, right? So you could be an animal scientist, you could be a natural science manager, you can go into a wildlife biologist, right? Clinical research coordinators, you can become commercial fisher, food scientist, it's a big stream now, forester. The forest sciences are also picking up. Environmental considerations and conscience is increasing throughout the world, and this throws open the niche opportunities for such specialized individuals. Food science technicians, buying a specialist of farm products. Lot of MNCs now entering into India, and they are setting up their huge infrastructure here. Naturally, they also look for those sophisticated people, those knowledgeable people who can lead their operations, who can be their buying specialist of farm products, those who have good knowledge of the substance. Now, these are the different opportunities you have in this particular segment. Business management and administration. You could lead a successful life not just as a run-of-the-mill kind of a business manager, but the specialized one who has got niche skills to lead one or more industry verticals. You could be into hospital management, you could be business continuity planner, e-commerce business manager. I think I don't need to emphasize much. The way industry in India and abroad is shaping up in e-commerce. Huge opportunities here. Now Flipkart has been bought by Walmart, and now the competition is going to intensify a lot more, right? So there is big opportunity continuously coming up in the e-commerce space being a business manager. You could get into strategic management and go higher up into the leading positions. You can be compliance manager. There are many rules and regulations every now and then from the government and from the environmental bodies that the industry has to comply with. So this is a very niche area of study, and those who champion this can lead a good role as a compliance manager in many corporates. Investment fund manager, which is purely going into the commerce aspects, those who have got the flair of the banking, investment, fund management and such approach, yes, they can take up courses, and there are again specializations available here. You can be an operational research analyst, with a lot more digital world coming up, and which results into huge amount of data all across. Naturally, companies need those sophisticated analyst skills, the research skills with which they can manage and can compete and lead ahead of other companies. So there is a big demand for the operational research analyst. Cybersecurity manager, again, digital world demands cybersecurity and specialized people to handle that. Another vertical we touch upon is design, technology, IT, and communications. Believe me, it is a huge space. While I have combined them because of their similarities into one bucket, but each one of them itself is a huge area and with many specializations here. Right? If you have a flair for programming and cool technology, the upcoming trends, and you have already been doing certain programming, or you're fascinated by the mobile and the web technologies, of course you can get into mobile and web development. And there are continuously increasing demands for people who are good at mobile and web development. You can get into business intelligence analyst. Again, it goes into the data expansion in building up the business intelligence. So the research analyst and the business intelligence analyst go quite hand in hand in leading into the similar industries. Informatics nurse specialist, right? You could be into nursing segment and also combined with the additional knowledge of informatics. Commercial and industrial designers. Now, design is coming up as a continuously big field. You may have heard more about the user experience, right? And these are the designers who take care and who bring about the sophisticated designs which are appealing, right? We are getting flooded by variety of products all across in all kinds of fields, right? And there, the improvement in the design is the one which this designer takes care of. They are in high demand. They could be in variety of specialized ones. Could be commercial and industrial designer, fashion designer, graphic designer, interior designer, space designer, retail designer, and a lot more, based on what flair appeals you the most. Right? You could be a content writer, a content developer, a digital marketing specialist who can actually lead a way for the company in building up high quality content. You can get into the clinical data manager, which again touches upon the clinical aspect as well as managing the data in the clinical space. One more vertical which talks primarily about the human services, education, and training. Okay, this is one vertical where if you have a flair of interacting a lot more with people and to shape up their career, to teach, to guide, to counsel, then yes, you have a good opportunity here. You can be a lecturer or a teacher in your subject, in the one which interests you, right? You may have seen over the last few years, maybe about a decade, that the way the salaries and the pay packages have increased and tremendously rewarded in the teaching space, unlike in the rest of the past. Okay, probably one of the field which is demanding a very high pay package is into the teaching, into the lecturer, which could be either into schools or colleges, which could be in coaching industry, and which could be your own startup, your own setup, wherein you lead in the specialized area of teaching or counseling. Right? You could be an adapted physical education specialist, archivist, curator. Curators are those who curate some of these antique items, the unique items which are like taken care by some of the world leading houses which do these auctions, and these curators play a big role there. Very niche segment and very few people who are available here, but a lot more demand. Distance learning administrator, you can choose this path, can be a librarian, agricultural, food inspector, and such kind of role in many other adjacent segments. Clinical and counseling psychologist, it is also in great demand with the kind of nuclear families, with the kind of expansion into the cities, that there are growing needs and demands for the counseling and the psychology support. Even these days, many of the educational institutions also have appointed full-time roles for dedicated people who can do such kind of counseling and psychological support for the students as well as for the adults. Right? So it is a growing area. If you feel you have a knack of it and you love doing that, of course you can take up a suitable course and build your expertise. Now look at the choices out here. I have categorized them into 4 verticals, and some of the leading opportunities that I have explained here, all of these are available in certain colleges in the different parts of the country. right? It is not just about courses available abroad. These are all the courses which are available in India. Not every college has it, but there are different colleges, few colleges who are offering certain specialized courses here, right? So it is up to you to stand up, get out of the house, get out of the comfort of your, taking only home food and, morning taking breakfast from mother and evening again come back for the nice hot dinner. Beyond that, think about, you have to step out one day or other, go and grab the opportunity, pick up the right course, and that's where you can lead a successful career. So it is very important to identify where you want to go, which college is offering that course, and then go and select and take advantage of the placements which are available in such colleges directly into the industry. Right. Let me also touch upon an important aspect which makes a big difference for your career choice, which is about the latest trend of dual specialization. Right? What does it mean? Okay, as I mentioned earlier, the industry is actually going for those people who have wide array of skills, who can take up bigger responsibilities, who can be trusted more for connecting across the departments, and who can show and lead the way for the companies. Now, these are the people who have more than one specialization, more than one expertise, not just after 10 or 20 years in the industry, but right at the beginning, as you have accomplished your studies, your education, your courses, right? So you should look for such courses which help you to gain those multiple skills, right? The demand for the multi-skilled professionals is arising. And of course, they are rewarded more handsomely compared to the other peer group. They are treated like elite segment in the industry, right? This is again another important strategy for you to reduce or mitigate your career risk by acquiring this additional skill, by acquiring one more specialization, that you could do that. Okay, so how should you gain command? How should you enter into this so-called elite or the richly rewarded segment? Very simple formula. You should acquire that knowledge, you should plan, and you should implement. Very simple, right? Acquiring this knowledge, and this is where we are sitting right now here, that we are trying to explain you, help you discover these choices so that you can plan for it and get started on your journey. Get started on your journey, choose the right course which helps you to do this dual specialization. Now, what does it mean? Which are these dual specializations? Let me give you a high-level idea on that part. Which are those combinations? Right? In this contemporary education space, as a science student, you have tremendous opportunities. Right? You could lead into specialization in two ways. You could scale up your career, or you could scale out your career. Scale up would be in terms of going deeper and deeper and going for more sophisticated specializations in your specific vertical, right? The scale out career would be that while you have gained command into one vertical, one specific knowledge segment, that you look out for the adjacent space and expand and widen your knowledge base, right? So either make your knowledge base deeper or make your knowledge base wider by adding up the niche specialization, and that's where you become more in demand, more hot, and you can of course be gaining a better salary and more satisfaction in your career. Okay? So let me give you a little idea of which are these cutting edge combinations at present, which could be applicable and relevant for you. You could get into life sciences and add up with technology, right? We talked about, say for example, bioengineering, molecular scientist, and biotechnology, such aspects, right? You could get into health sciences plus lifestyle consulting. Okay, so add that flair of consulting, of counseling on top of your capabilities in health sciences, right? You could be expert in one of the field in biology and health segment and add on capability in terms of business management. So those sophisticated managerial roles in health sciences is what you can command. Okay, you could have gained knowledge and expertise in paramedical space and then go into more of hospital operations, so that using the killer combination of both, you can lead more bigger responsibility. You could be an expert into agri sciences and then also expand yourself into the food production, so that you can gain bigger command in that respective industry segment. If you have a flair and interest in core sciences, you believe you are relatively more introvert in nature and you probably don't deal much with the people around you, of course you can get deeper into core sciences and add up your skills into the research segment. Then this can become a clear combination. You could go into the healthcare and also do more, personal touch with the people in terms of counseling them, in terms of psychological support, right? So you could add on the psychology skill in addition to the healthcare. If ecological sciences, if wildlife, conservation, forest, water bodies, these are your areas of interest, then you could add up more than one specialization in that space, right? If you are into pharma, you have gone for probably, let's say, B pharma, and then there itself you can add up your skills for the marketing as well, for the retail, for the marketing, and such specialized segments, so that it makes you more competitive. And likewise, you can see that there are many opportunities and many such combinations which you can plan and decide right away so that you are going into the right track. Okay, and the good news is that all of these specialized courses, they are available right here in various universities and colleges in the different parts of the country, right? You need to, look out and be ready to be able to join those courses in those respective places. While sitting only at home, naturally you will not get those advantages, and this is the time for you to get onto the journey to build up the right career for yourself. So you need to look out for those specific ones, right? They are premium courses which are tuned to industry requirements, and they give you the job placements from the campus itself, right? So it also mitigates your risk of hunting around for jobs after coming out of college and then, running into those difficulties. No, choose the right course which gives you the confidence of getting placement, right? These can be studied, all of these specializations you talk about, you could do those add-on things through the undergraduate course itself, through your bachelor's degree, or you could also do through PG specialization. This is where the difference, that some of these custom designed courses which some of these universities and colleges offering, right, are the ones where they have already taken care of giving you these specializations right within the undergraduate course itself, right? And this is what makes them different. And this is why industries are attracted towards these colleges to get their fresh college graduates to join their companies, right? You should analyze your own interest, identify a course which makes you successful. Okay, at this time, let me just tell you that if you have more personalized queries, you want to understand more in detail about your individual requirement, please feel free to contact us. Our toll-free number is given here. You can approach 1-800-2122-044. You can write an email to us. We have career advisors in various parts of the country. You could see in the map, there are many locations in which we have career advisors, and they can actually assist and guide you in several local languages, more than 10 Indian languages that we have advisors available, and you can get the best of the guidance out there. Okay, now we will just walk through the scenarios in which you could be, right? So far, we have gathered a good lot of knowledge in which kind of courses, which kind of specializations, which kind of verticals, right? But how do you utilize that? How do you map them into your specific situation and identify what is right for me? Right? And in that case, we will do a very simple model of doing a risk assessment, and then we identify what is the action plan now and the action plan after the NEET counseling, in case you are still waiting for the NEET counseling. Some of you may be. So in that case, we will get into those specific details. We'll walk through quickly, maybe next 5 minutes, we'll try to sum up these details here. So there are multiple scenarios written here. Okay, while you are decided, while you are make up your mind that I want to look out beyond MBBS, however, you still have one foot into the NEET score, and if you believe that my NEET score is healthy and I'm likely to get a private seat, okay, maybe I'm financially strong and I'm keen to study MBBS in India. In case you are, then of course you need to evaluate your risk in terms of the location, cost, in terms of the non-medical college, and accordingly you should have your action plan ready now to discuss and identify what are the options available in case you don't get in India. Then are you ready to go abroad? Which are those right courses abroad? Is it suitable? Is it meaningful, right? And at the same time, which are the other solid career options which are available in India? Those which we have discussed here in the last few minutes, okay? And with that one, sum up and be ready with your strategy and game plan. That's the most important thing at this point in time, that be ready with your strategy and game plan, and as soon as the NEET counseling is done or you are into that, then take up your strategy accordingly. Okay, so this is about those who are still hopeful and want into MBBS as well while looking out for other opportunities. Then yes, be ready with your strategy and game plan. Another scenario could be that you cannot afford high cost of private medical college, and MBBS is probably not suitable for you. You feel you should do something wherein cost is a major consideration, right? Then in that case, the risk is very evident from the scenario itself, right? And you need to look out for what next. So definitely you need to assess your dream. Do you really want to become a doctor, or are you also willing to go abroad and do MBBS if you want to, right? However, if you have decided not to get into MBBS, then you should look out for other career options as we discussed in the previous slides. And then finally, block a seat in a suitable course while you are waiting for the NEET counseling. Right? It is very important that you block a seat. If you could take an admission now, great. But if not, at least block a seat so that you don't miss out on the opportunity. And then after that, make a suitable conclusive action after the NEET counseling, right? It is very important. You could be into a scenario wherein you say that yes, I did appear for NEET, I may qualify, but qualifying alone is not sufficient. Qualifying is 50% of the students qualifying, but the seats are available only for a very small percentage of students, right? Very small, less than 10% of the students. Not just 10%, less than 5%. So out of 13 lakh candidates who have appeared for NEET, there are only 67,000 MBBS seats which are available in India approximately. So less than 5% students only get there. Then don't bother about that. You very well know that you are not there for MBBS, and therefore immediately you should look out, and based on the knowledge you have gained so far, identify and select a suitable course in a college where you want to lead your career, and go ahead and take an admission without losing an opportunity. These seats, all of these which are the niche ones, they get filled up fast, and people don't wait to take the admission there. So don't wait much, go ahead and apply for that and get an admission into those respective colleges. Right? If you are into a stage where you don't even qualify for NEET, naturally you're not thinking for MBBS, of course, and there is absolutely no risk here because you are very clear that you are looking beyond MBBS and you want to do something more different. Right? So in that situation, very well, your action plan would be immediately go ahead and shortlist, identify among the choices available your priority 1, priority 2, and then decide conclusively, go ahead and take the admission. Same situation applies here for you as well, that these certain selected courses, they get filled up fast, and if you wait until July or August, it may be too late, right? So go grab your seat and do that. Just in case if you have to change your mind a little later, that maybe MBBS abroad also could be an option for you if you qualify NEET, then you could still take that chance. You could still take that as an option if you have studied it well now and you are ready with that. You could still take that opportunity to take an admission abroad in MBBS if you still feel like doing so. However, you should go ahead and take an admission, decide and take an admission in a suitable course in a college in India where you feel you have the right flair. Right? Probably the last scenario now, wherein if you feel that the medical or bio is not at all interesting, for some reason you happen to be in the bio, you have experienced it for 11th and 12th, and the good news is that now you are more clear in your career path. You know very well what you want, and therefore go ahead, make the right selection, take an admission, and get into the right course and the kind of career you want to lead, so that you are well prepared to face the future. Right. So with this one, we come to a closure. Let me take about a minute to summarize. We talked about the mind map of the various career alternatives, the big picture view, how to narrow down, to identify in which bucket you are suitably fitting into, and then accordingly you have the niche career options which are aligned with industry, which are future leading, which give you job placements, and which make you more confident, right? Which could be either based on biology or without biology, combination of both based on your taste, right? Focus and think about the dual specialization either through UG alone or through the combination of UG and PG later, right? In India, in abroad, and the good news is that these courses, these specializations, these verticals which we talked about, they are all available in India in the different colleges out here, right? We also discussed about certain personalized scenarios. We walked through each one of them, and we discussed the strategy and the game plan. So what are the risk factors, and based on the risk, what should be your action now and later? So this is how I think we have summed up today. So at this time now, you should make up your mind. You should step out of home, get out of the comfort zone to be able to gain. In the world, it is very well known that no gain without pain, right? So you need to take little pain. You need to step out. You need to go into the right college, take the course, and lead your career, right? Finally, it is more important that you choose the career you love. By the way, let me just touch upon, we in our series of webinars on YouTube, we have other webinars also for those friends who are more to know in detail about the MBBS, about in India, about abroad, about private colleges, about the admission strategies, such aspects which are more focused on the MBBS aspects. You could look at the webinar 1 video here, webinar 2 video, and this third webinar today we are talking about, which is beyond MBBS and NEET, which is beyond for all of you friends who are into exploring your career into the health sciences and into the other adjacent streams, right? So this we will also upload on YouTube. You can please feel free to circulate the link to your friends and let them also understand. And if they have any queries, they can always contact us, right? So, well, we are coming to the end of the session. Let me ask you, is there more curiosity ignited? Are you more satisfied with the questions you had earlier, or do you have more questions coming up now? In either way, it is good. If your questions are getting satisfied, then you know clearly that what you came here for and you have got it. If you have more quality questions and the deeper level of questions coming out, that also means that you are narrowing down more deeper and specific into certain segment, which is a good news, which means you are on the right path to success. Right. So if you still have more questions, please feel free. You can reach out. I mentioned earlier about the 4 convenient ways. Let me quickly repeat. You could go to our YouTube channel. You could book an appointment on our website, bookmyadmission.com. You could call us on our toll-free number 1-800-2122-044, or you could email to us at info@bookmyadmission.com. There are career options. We could give you specific areas of study interest depending upon your choice. So with this one, we pretty much come to an end here. I'm sure you have been asking questions in the chat box here. I'm happy that you have these questions here, and I believe some of these questions towards the later part of the presentation may have been answered. However, in the interest of time, without taking much of everyone's time, I would take these questions and answer them one-to-one separately to you. You could also come back and ask us more questions later. And thank you very much. It was a great pleasure discussing with you, sharing the information. I hope you have got benefited. Wish you good luck. All the best.